Hello, everyone. Today I'm going to talk to you about our introductions and our conclusions. You'll want to have your packet out, whether that be digitally or by hand, okay? And we're going to be on page 6 and 7 of this packet from the year. So let's talk about introductions. Imagine introductions as an upside down triangle. You start large and you get small. So as it says here, you have pretty much just three main components for the introduction. First, you have to have the hook. You got to grab their attention. Okay, and we're going to talk about how to do that effectively here in a moment. But that is a sentence or two for you to really grab your reader's attention, say, hey, this is an important thing. You want to pay attention to this essay. Next, you're going to have the narrating statement, or what some people might call the transition. This is where you start focusing in. The big triangle is getting a bit smaller, focusing in on the topic itself. This is where you want to go back, okay, to the prompt page of your packet, which is on page 3, okay? Use the language from the prompt to help you create your narrowing statement. What's the issue? What's the question at hand? What are the possible outcomes of these different questions, okay? Then you're going to just plop in your thesis plus concession, which we have worked on now several times. Overall, your introduction should be about 4 to 6 sentences. It should not be like a 10-sentence paragraph, okay? Nor should it just be 3 sentences. So even though there's 3 boxes in your packet, that doesn't mean 1 sentence each. It asks you to kind of flesh things out, really get your reader hooked. So speaking of getting hooked, there are about 7 ways you can hook your reader in your introduction. 1, ask an interesting question that relates to your paper and make sure it's a question where the audience needs to read the essay to get the answer. But don't leave them hanging, okay? That's one thing. A question can be useful, but can also be really, really boring and sometimes random feeling. So if you ask a broad question, make sure that you continue with that question in your narrowing statement. Another one would be a strong statement hook. Write a sentence or a group of sentences that make an assertive claim about your essay topic. To really get to the point, really address the issue head on. Make sure this question connects to make sure it connects to your thesis statement. You could do a fact or a statistic hook. Start your essay with a true fact or statistic about your topic. This might be some research from your paper. Make sure you cite it, okay? And it has to come from a credible source. That's why you want to have that citation. Now, don't just plop the quote in there or the paraphrase with the citation and leave it hanging. Again, let us know, what is it about? What is this showing? You could use a metaphor or simile, write a metaphor that makes a direct comparison between your topic and something different to grab their attention. Or you can use a simile, like or as, again, to make a comparison between your topic and something different. You could do a story. This might be an opportunity for you to take an anecdote from one of your pieces of research where something happened to a person, and you can retell it in your own words. Again, still cite it, okay? But yeah, you could definitely use an anecdote. For example, if you're doing social media and you're going pro, maybe you tell a short little story about how a family member was able to connect miles and miles away to another family member because of Facebook, okay? You can do a description hook, write a vivid description of a scene or setting that draws your reader into your writing. So kind of describe a scenario. So come up with a fictional scenario about something like, for example, how a person feels during a 3-day weekend and how wonderful it is to get that time to relax, to do different activities, even time to get your homework done. Okay. Again, that has to tie into your narrowing statement. You could also do a quotation hook. This is where you can use a powerful or striking quote from one of your pieces of research, okay? If it's a quote, it's word for word, right? You still have to do the citation. If you're doing a statistic that you don't quote word for word, but you paraphrase, you still have to do the citation afterwards, okay? It obviously should be relevant, and it still needs to be cited in your works cited page.